hang on, I said, what goes on in the back rooms? And she just spurts out of nowhere. She goes, well, she goes, Drew Barrymore loves oral. And Daly's face dropped. I'm going, continue, keep talking, you know. And Daly's like,
Oh,
maybe we should change the subject. So,
I think we need to go to a break.
Where are we?
Absolutely. Hey, folks, guess what? We are live right now. We are talking to three of Vegas's top young bartenders. We have Nikki Hatfield from Copper Keg. We have Jeremy Burnett from Shucks Tavern, and also Kareem Muller from Crowbar. This is Daily Fish. I'm John Daly in Myrtle Beach. Fish is Eric Fish Snyder. He is in Las Vegas. And so I can say that we've got four of the greatest bartenders of all time here. So I guess let me just ask this one question of each of you. What is the greatest drink you make? Nikki, I'll let you go first.
Oh man. I'm old school. I like making the classics, you know, old fashions, Manhattans, but I'm known for like the holiday drinks. Yeah.
Give me one. Give me the quick ingredients too.
You know, last night we were practicing our Halloween shots, and I don't know, just trying to make it tasty and fun and festive. But I would say Lisa's Mexican lollipops are probably our signature shot.
Ooh, tequila?
Tequila or vodka.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Jeremy, give me yours.
I mean, personal favorites are, you know, typically when I'm working on the bar, everybody just dumps the shots on me. They'll be like, hey, you know how to make all the shots. I had previous bartenders, you know, teach me all the girly shots or the girly shots, quote unquote. So, you know, I guess green tea drinks, the simple basic stuff, you know. I just like making the easy things, you know.
Okay. Kareem, how about you?
I'll say that the drinks that I have three of them. The drinks that I really take pride in, because these are like the most subjective ones when people ask for one. When people ask for Bloody Marys, I put my soul into that thing. Like, I will legit taste it first. If I don't like it, I toss it out and start all over. I put my soul into margaritas. I don't know why. It's just one of the first drinks I learned. So, like, I just try to make sure it's always right. The third one, this was I want to say about 11 years ago at a bar I was working at called MVP. It's no longer there now. It's a Jackpot Jonies now. And they had like a bartending drink contest. And me and the other graveyard guy came up with a cherry limeade, like from Sonic.
Ooh.
And let me tell you something. That is the drink where somebody comes in, they're like on a date or whatever, and they're like, give her something. I don't know what she likes. Give her something that's kind of sweet or whatever that, you know, a girl on a date would like. And it's every single time I make that. And it's one of those that you're like, you drink it, you're like, wow, what is this, juice? And then 4 women, you're like, I can't find the bathroom. So those are the three that I put my heart and soul in those.
Good first date drink. Okay, perfect.
I got pics. Look, check out Nikki. This is the pics of these people in their profession.
Nice.
Check out Nikki. Hey, someone's getting paid, you know.
Hey, that's my girl. Let's go.
Check out Jeremy. This is Jeremy with some of our great staff here at Shucks Tavern. Now, a couple of those girls, that's Nikki and Ashley. They still work there. I don't know. Is that Jordan in the back? Who's that guy in the back there? Yeah,
that's Jordan and Jose.
Yeah, and that's there's Jeremy number 3. And then check out Kareem. Kareem always has this kind of crowd, man. Kareem, you walk into Kareem's bar, there's a face. Look at that. You know, there's a lot of witness protection in that crowd. I noticed from those. Crazy.
All of the
I am a man of people.
You are. So I got a question for all you guys. I know about Jeremy because this is if you weren't doing what we're doing, and I've done it for so many years and 41 years, and it's the greatest thing about this job. I want to ask you is every time I told my wife, Nikki, every time I go to work, I have different conversations with different people. I'm not one of these guys who can sit in front of a computer all day. It's just what makes the job so endearing to us. I found a picture of Jeremy because I said, Jeremy, what would you do if you weren't doing this? All right. And he said, you know, Backstreet Boys are coming together. And look, this is Jeremy auditioning for the Backstreet Boys. Check that out, man. So, and Jeremy's dad is a GM over at Chuck's. I said, you're going to lose your kid as a bartender. Nikki, if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
Oh man. I don't know. I think I would probably, I don't know, that's a hard thing. I've been bartending most of my adult life, you know, and it provided me with such a great life. I'm a full-time mom. So I think I would be doing something in the realm of something I could still interact with people, like real estate or sales, or just because, like you said, you can't, once you do this, you can't sit behind a desk, you
No
know?
offense. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard, you know, we go in, we're people's friends, we're their family, we share their greatest moments, their saddest times, you know. That joy of just connecting with people, I don't think I could replicate it anywhere else, you know.
Yeah. Kareem, what about you? What would you be doing if you weren't doing this?
All right. So I was one of those kids, like when I got out of high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I did that weird generic thing where everybody chooses business management. I didn't know what that meant. What, like, how can you just have one class for all businesses? I don't know. And then one day I decided, I was listening to like sports radio one day and I was like, holy wow, I would love to do this. So that's when I switched over to like journalism, that kind of thing. That's the kind of thing I would like to do. But again, it's the same thing. It's like, how many people have we worked with? They're like, I'm done with this bartending, done with it. 6 months later, what are they doing? They're back bartending, because the interaction with people is something that you just can't get anywhere else. It's people that start off as strangers and they become legit, like your bar family. You know everything what's going on in their life. They know about yours. They come in, they're like, hey, how's the dating life? And you're like, oh, that's right, I told you this story about last month or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can't imagine doing something other than bartending, but it would have to be something that is somewhere like a relative of it, because dealing with people is the best part. You're on stage, it's like you're hanging out and you're getting paid for it.
Sure. Great. Jared?
Jeremy, besides your singing career, what else would you
now
be
because
doing?
I'm part.
Okay.
Jeremy, besides your singing career, what would you be doing if you weren't doing this?
I mean, if the singing career absolutely
Mail
failed,
bottle.
I wouldn't do that, and you know. But I think I would follow in the same thing as what Nikki said. I mean, it's hard to go behind a desk after being in front of people all day, talking to them, conversing with them, getting to know people, and just being friends with them overall. Can't really sit behind a desk any longer, so I think it'd be sales, real estate, something like that. Just something that involves the public or the community, really. Just kind of get out there, I guess.
I got a question, Fish. I'm gonna kind of ask you this first, because you've bartended in a couple of different places. I've done some bartending, but I never did it in Vegas. I was a news anchor in Vegas. How is it being a bartender in Vegas different from being a bartender elsewhere? I got to think it's pretty obvious. But do you guys have any comments, suggestions? Fish, I'll let you go first.
I bartended in nightclubs for 10 years. And there's an old saying: if people walk into a nightclub sad and leave happy, and people walk into bars in Vegas happy and leave sad. No one wants to lose their money. And as a bartender, you're more of a banker than you are a bartender. You're there to sell coin. Okay. I've seen bartenders, and I've had to do it as a manager, move people around or lose shifts because they can't get people in to play those machines. Your bartending skills don't mean shit. It's, can you get people in there to gamble on your shift? And what makes us so unique, and Nikki and Jeremy and Kareem, I explain to my family still, we work in a business where 15 machines, you need 15 people to be busy in your bar. Any other bar in the United States, 15 people, that's slow. You get 15 people playing those pianos, you're a success. And that's the greatest thing. And we get tipped on people winning on those machines. We're lucky, and it's indigenous owned to Las Vegas. Kareem made a great point, Jeremy, earlier when he said people leave for 6 months and they come back. How about the people Nikki, that go, I'm so sick of Vegas, they go to Florida, the bartender, in 3 months they're back in Vegas, because the money's in gaming as far as a bartender. You guys agree?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's
when you see, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Nikki.
It's one of those things where only in Vegas can you do this as a profession, and a profession to be proud of. When you think, I've bartended in other cities, and it's just nothing compares to Vegas. You can retire from being a bartender in Las Vegas. We're a service industry city, and the service in Vegas is the best. It is, hands down. You know, we do that right. When you go to other cities and it's just not the same. So I think the pride of the bartending that bartenders have in here, because these are our careers. This is not just, you know, it is fun, interactive, you know, so I don't know everyone's personal story why they bartend, but you can make an established brand career and retire from it in Vegas. And it's a noble profession, you know, and it's one of those things where I love Vegas because the service is great and people take pride in what they offer.
Go for it, Jeremy.
I mean, even when I went up to Seattle, I'd say like a couple weeks ago, you kind of notice the bartender, and you know, it's not that he's not moving quick. It's just, you know, he only has one simple job: pour a drink and set it down. You know, keep it moving. He still engages with the customers. Everything's friendly. You know, but it's definitely when I'm sitting there at the bar having a couple drinks, I kind of notice a different aspect. I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow. In Vegas, you know, you'd be sitting there right now with a full bar like this, and with machines going and everything, you'd be kind of sweating a little bit because you're just sitting there like, oh man, I got to check how much this guy's in over here, about $400 or $500, make sure he gets his drinks comped and I'm taking good care of all the customers. So when you see it from like an outside perspective, you're like, wow, it's just kind of like a one simple track kind of thing where you're just pouring drinks, dropping the check, moving along in different cities. When you come out here, you know, there's a different layer to it, and you got to pay attention to that important gambling layer, because, you know, once you lose that layer, just things get a little wonky.
Yeah. Kareem, give us your take.
Yeah, especially like working grave. Like if you lose that layer, you're a bona fide security guard. And not just that, but like Nikki said, like you go to other cities and you see how they are and how it's different, and you realize how what you do here in Vegas is different. It's not just that, it's also the other bartenders in other cities. They recognize that you're from Vegas, even if it, like, you can try and be the most tourist person you want to be, but it will come up. Yeah, I live in Vegas, I'm here from Vegas, and they treat you like gold because we're just different. Like we can get a tab for $80 and leave them 180, and we are gods for the entire weekend that we're there. You know what I mean? They're not used to that. To us, we're like, cool, see you next time. You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't mean to sound as superficial as it does, but like, this industry in this town is just different. And to be a part of it, like, a rare breed, especially if you succeed as long as we have, the ones in this room.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, that's the thing. And again, you know, what we do is the supreme performance of multitasking. Jeremy hit it. Jeremy's a manager. Jeremy's got to worry about bartending. He's got to worry about the markers. He's got to worry about the phone ring. He's got to worry about the dishwasher didn't show up. He's got to worry about the guy that's in the restaurant that maybe didn't get his jambalaya. All that. You have to do all that when you bartend. He goes to the bar in Seattle probably, and all the guy had to worry about, right, Jeremy, was making your drink and laying it down, right?
Oh, yeah. Real simple.
Yeah.
You just kind of just like, here you go, and then just kept it pushing.
All I worry about is, how come nobody replaces the sweet and sour? Like, that's me. Like,
now, Nikki, we have very attractive bartenders in this city, and we have attractive bartenders that work at Chuck's. And I like to watch how male customers treat you guys. Every guy that walks in the bar thinks they have a shot at you. Every single one. And it's great as a male bartender to watch them fail. I mean, you know, it's great. And part of our job, and especially the good bartenders like Nikki, is they know how to use sex sells and use it classy, but to make the money and make the guy feel like they're special. That is the art of a great bartender like Nikki. Lisa does it. The girls that we have at our place, Jeremy, do it. I'm sure, Kareem, you've seen it too. It's tough being a female bartender no matter what city you're in. But in Vegas, you got people, you know, can I get this guy in and stare at me and make him feel special, and he loses $2,000? You know, when Jeremy walked to that bar in Seattle, the guy's paying a $50 tab on his big deal, you know, for his drinks. But in Vegas, you really have to be special and talented to do what the young ladies do. Be saying that, I'm going to start with you, Kareem. Give me the oldest person chronologically that has hit on you. I'm going around the room here. Give me the oldest person chronological. Now you work at the
Oh boy.
Come on. I got a story.
Well, Vinny.
Jeremy knows the person. What? Come on. Put you on the spot. You want to go? You want me to defer?
Who's going first?
Nikki, you go.
Okay, listen. Okay, listen.
It could be a guy or a girl. You know, this is the new culture now. Give me someone that's octogenarian that hit on you, and how did they do it? So I got a great story too. I'll go to Jeremy next.
The oldest? I'd say like 80s. I feel like, I don't know, little old men.
It's gotta be great.
They like their favorite line is, if I was 30 years younger, I would wife you up. And I'm just like, okay, I don't think you should have any more Bacardi and Cokes.
How do I get a say in this?
I think it's just like the corniness. It's not really the older gentlemen and women. They're not really, they're more corny, Yeah.
And you're great. I've watched you. bartend. I've been in a couple of times. I heard I know Lisa for years, and Mo, you got to check out this. I heard about Nikki, and I said, and I heard great things about Kareem. Jeremy, I saw grow up. His dad used to bring him around to a bar I used to manage, called Montana Meat Company. He goes, Jeremy, take the trash out. I give him $20. Jeremy, tell me a story about I got a story about Jeremy. I'm going to embarrass him a little bit. When I first started there, there was a mother-daughter from the Appalachians that had a huge crush on him. And he goes, Fish, what do I do? And I said, don't do it. You're a young man. The daughter was in Nikki's league, drop dead gorgeous. The mother looked like Roseanne Barr with no teeth. So he had to have one, and I said, don't do it. You're single. And I gave him the greatest advice. What he did, I'll never say. But Jeremy, give me the look at that face. It's like a 12-year-old. Give me the oldest person that hit on you, because I want to tell you my story, make you guys fall off the chairs. Go ahead.
Well, real quick, I just wanted to say that mother would always be like, hey, can you hook me up with Fish? And I was like, I can try, but there's no guarantees.
He would like that. Yeah.
But
my wife gave me a hall pass.
That's a horrible use for the hall pass. But
I mean, we have an older clientele. We have a great clientele at Chuck's, as Nikki. I mean, at Copper Keg. But Jeremy, you had to have someone. So I like to watch. I love to watch that. I love to watch it when the bartenders get hit on, because I'm 62 years old, so I'm not getting hit on. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I have this woman that comes in. She's real sweet, but she's in her 70s, and I'm not gonna say names, but she's offered to take me to Mexico, and she said, we'll do this, we'll do that. And
Arriba.
I told her, I was like, hey, for nothing less than $2,000, then you can get me to go out there. We'll have some margaritas, we'll have a great time and all that. But it's going to cost her a little bit to come out of her pocket. But, I mean, she said she swings both ways, too, which is another interesting thing. It's not just me that she's hit on. She's hit on the female bartenders, too, and offered them the same thing. Hey, we'll go to Mexico. I'll take you to Cancun. We'll have such a wonderful time. But, yeah,
Kareem's struggling with this a little bit. Let me give you my story, and it happened at Montana Meat. I was working one night, and 58 years old at the time, Nikki, and a lady walks in, and she's very attractive for her 80s. And she goes, what's your story? I see you have a wedding ring on. I said, I'm married. She goes, well, how married are you? I'm a millionaire. And then I find out from some of the customers she's loaded, right? And I said, what are you drinking? And she goes, could I have a glass of soda water with no ice? So I bring it to her, and I'm flirting with her as I'm seeing, because she's playing. She's already got Nikki. She already got like 2,000 in the machine. And a couple of times I've done revolutions. So I give her a glass of soda water with no ice, and she takes her fucking teeth out and puts them in soda water. They were her dentures.
Stop it.
And she's like, and she's like this, and I don't know if it was a setup. The whole bar was cracking up. But it was the funniest thing. And I found out that she was legitimate. She was very wealthy, and she had enough balls to pull her teeth out and still hit on me. And that's what you get when you get older. Kareem, give us a story and we'll move on.
First of all, I can't believe that didn't work. I have two. I'll make them as quick as I can. I had I had this streak going when I first started bartending where I would get hit on by either older women or gay dudes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this was happening for a couple months. And I was like, okay, is there a vibe I'm putting out? Like, what is going on here? And then one day, this older-ish lady, now this isn't the oldest, but it's the one that I took the most serious at that age. And she was early 60s, and she was hitting on me, and I'm like, yeah, no, I have a girlfriend. I made that up. Or I don't know what I said, something like that. Whatever it is, I made it up. And she goes, okay, but well, then what about my nephew? Okay, bro. 2 of you done?
That's what we go through. We have to play as a bartender daily, and you did it. But Nikki and Jeremy and Kareem and all our brethren that we work with in this town have to deal with every single kind of personality. What we are, we're mixologists, we're toxicologists, we're psychologists, we're proctologists, we're everything. We deal with assholes, we're proctologists. But the bottom line is, these are 3 of the best right here, Daly, and they're young. And I want to ask you, and be honest, because some of your bosses are watching and maybe not. Have you one time or another hit a burnout factor, Nikki? I need a vacation type of thing?
Yeah, it's very flattering to have people come in and see you all the time and hear Nikki, 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 Nikki. But sometimes it's just, we're still people at the end of the day, and like you said earlier, like you kind of got to turn it on. And I take a lot of pride in, like, I'm there to serve you. I am. Like, it's your service experience. So I try really hard, but sometimes it's just the like, oh, wow, okay, I got to get in there, put on the show. And like some days it's just hard to do it,
Jared?
100% agree with her. I mean, some days you just walk in there and then, oh, Jeremy's coming in, I want to make sure I get this drink. And, I'm sure they have the experience for the same thing where it's like, oh, if Nikki's here, she knows how to make this, or Kareem, you know how to make that. Walk in certain days, you're like, oh, I'll nail this drink. Just other days you'll walk in, you go, man, like, I have to make this drink again for the umpteenth time. And burnout factor definitely does kick in, but I think not as often for me personally as I would expect. I would expect to get burnout pretty often, but I would say like maybe once a month you kind of get burned out from it.
Kareem?
I would think that probably a lot of us go through it pretty much once a summer at least. When you go to the dog days of summer, and it's like, okay, what have I done wrong? Why is this so slow? Oh, wait, that's right. This happened last summer, the summer before that, the summer before that.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, like there's been times where, like, even if I'm working with another bartender and I'm like, hey, Kareem, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna have to change my name. I'm tired of hearing my own name at this point. You see, there's 2 of us. Like, why do you keep calling me? But yeah, we've all been through it, and there are times where I literally am like, okay, I'm just Sam now, or something, anything other than Kareem.
Nikki, we're going to gang up on you now, because Kareem and I are graveyard bartenders, and Jeremy works graveyard also. Do you clean and leave your bar prepared for your graveyard bartender?
Oh boy.
Come on.
I have obsessive compulsive disorder.
Okay, good. That's a yes.
Well,
That's a good sign.
I also
thanks for that scab, folks.
around 11 p.m. is when I like to politely blow people, because Moses will tell you, I have a tendency to serve heavily. And so I like to do the cleaning and stocking the straws and everything for 2 reasons. I've been a day swing girl, so I know what it feels like to come in and you're getting your ass kicked and there's nothing there. And it kind of gives me my time to like decompress, like I had to talk to people, now I can just do the napkins, do the drains. So, and also too, like I said, it kind of gives you the, oh yeah, I'll be right with you. I got to do this, before the end of my shift.
I'm lucky. At Shucks, I'm lucky. I walk in, seriously, I'm not just saying that. I'm pretty lucky. They keep it clean. I don't know, but I know at your bar, the Crow Bar, Vinny comes on the show cream and says, "Yeah, I got to work my shift, and I do have to clean it because the broads don't clean before me." You know, and I'm laughing. And that's Vinny. You know, and,
that was
and that's what I'm trying to correct the misnomer, and that is, graveyard bartenders aren't just there to clean. We're there basically to do the same thing everyone else does, and that's sell corn and sell drinks. Jeremy, so how'd it work out with the mother-daughter? I got comments coming left and right, man. I mean,
plead the fifth. Plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth, buddy. Come on, Trump Jr. Plead the fifth. Like Nikki, you made a great point, honey. You made a great point. I know a lot of bartenders that are retired from what we do, and I think it's taken for granted around the country. How can they make that much money bartending? Well, they don't realize what the culture is in Las Vegas, and this podcast, Daly, lets people know that, hey, you know, you get it's so abstract for people to think. Wait. First time I ever bartended in a slot bar, late 80s or something like that. A lady hits a royal and tips $100, right? And I called my brother back in LA. You wouldn't believe this. You don't fucking believe this. This broad hit for $1,000 and tipped me $100. He goes, "Shut the F up," hangs up on me. Because he was bartending, didn't know what the hell I was talking about. It's so, you know, it's like another world to these people. But that's how we make a living. And what I'm saying right now is a big endorsement for bartenders to move here and take our jobs. They're watching this.
Yeah, right. Good luck.
Hey, Daly, what do you got for these? What do you got for these three studs?
Well, you know, one of the things since we got you here, and there's going to be people out there who are either going to go to Vegas or they live in Vegas. Is there one thing that customers don't know that you wish they knew when they came into your bar, so they'd be easier to deal with? Is there anything that, you know, it's like, you just stand behind the bar, you throw in drinks. Is there anything, like you hear flight attendants saying all the time, is that, you know, passengers have no idea what we're going through. Waiters say the same thing. Is there anything that you would love to have customers know ahead of time before they come in, so their experience would be better, but also your experience would be better? Nikki, go first.
I think it would be that, you know, we're going to get to you. You know, the 30 seconds it's going to take to get around the bar. Like, it's not, how do I say this? No one's intentionally ignoring you. You know, I get a lot of, you know, younger guys who don't really get that concept. Maybe it's their first time in Vegas. Like, no one's purposely looking at you and being like, "No, I'm not going to serve you." It's just, we're going to get there, and we'll get there a lot faster if you just, like, our minds work differently. Like, I know that you need a Michelob Ultra before you probably know you need it. You know, I know that you're drinking a Jameson. I know when you sit down, you're going to want this drink. Just give us the opportunity to get there, you know?
Cool. Jeremy, what do you think?
Me personally, I always say is the criticism aspect, is where people, you know, they'll get certain drinks and they'll be like, "Oh, this is too sweet," or "My Bloody Mary is a little too spicy." I feel like some people might be afraid to kind of criticize, you know, but we want to make sure the experience is correct. So I always try to say, you know, when people are like, "Oh, this doesn't taste the way I want it to," I'm just like, okay, that's fine. It's never a bad thing to criticize a drink, you know. We want to make it the way you would like it. So I feel like some people get afraid. Some people go over the top and they'll be like, "Man, this drink sucks," and then, you know, just toss it up to you. And then you just kind of lost from there. But I mean, all in all, people shouldn't be afraid to criticize. And
yeah, like that too. Kareem, what do you got?
A couple of them. One, I wish they knew how much work we put into it on our off hours to build our own business as well. You know what I mean? Like, they think it's just every single day, just go straight home and that's the end of it and it turns off. No, like, we are bartenders 24 hours a day. When we go out some other place, we are representing ourselves and where we work at that time. We're always bartenders. Now, of course, we have our own personal lives. Like, I'm a father, Nikki's mom, like, I get all that. But when we're in public, we're bartenders even then. And the second thing is, please stop telling me that you just got your money back. We know how much you put in. You can't fool us. We see it all. Just stop.
Oh man.
I have an addendum. Can I finish up, guys, with that? Nick,
Go
I
for
think
it.
Nick, you said it perfect. We're still human. You don't have the right to come in and treat us like crap because you're having a bad
Yeah.
day. We're there to make you happy, you know. And sometimes you have to realize we're human. We're people, and we're there to give you a service. Let us give you that service, you know. And
Right.
I've never understood this, Jeremy. I've never understood all the years I've done it. Still to this day, Nikki and Cream, how a person can come into a bar and give you shit when you have what they want. You know, it's so simple to say, get out, you know, and I've never,
Yeah.
to this day, and I will say this too, guys, I want to ask you this, and first of all, before I ask this question, Nikki, tell us where you work and your shifts, and then Jeremy and Kareem, go.
So I work at the fabulous Copper Keg North location on Durango and Deer Springs. And I work Friday through Monday swing shift.
Jer?
Work over at Shucks Tavern, North Durango. You can catch me there on the bar at least at Shucks Friday through Sunday, 4 to 9. And then Mondays you can catch me there 6 to midnight.
Green?
All right, I want to add one addendum real quick. When I say that, hey, we know how much money you put in, that's not a tip thing. That's just a, you don't have to lie to us thing. We don't care. That's all that means. I'm not saying because I'm money hungry. Stop. I don't care. If you want to just give me 20s, that's cool too. It's fine. But I work at Crowbar on Flamingo and Rainbow from Wednesday through Saturday Grave. I'm there all the days that my other work husband, Vinny, isn't there. So yeah, Wednesday through Saturday Grave, midnight to 8.
I'm Eric, the fish man. I'm there Wednesday through Saturday Grave at Shucks Tavern, North Durango. I want to ask you guys this. I mean, this is something my kid once said to me, Nick, and you have a young kid, and my son said to me, Dad, what are you going to take out of this when you're all said and done? And I said 2 things. They don't give you a gold watch when you retire, and 2, 3. 2, I made so many friends and relations. I met your mom in the nightclub I worked at. That's it.
Yeah.
Number 3, I want to ask you guys this. I have never, ever cut somebody off and they said thank you. And I don't think they realize when you cut someone off, it's never personal. It's a business decision. Our job, guys, is to get people home safe. You know, it is. We see them. We're sober behind the bar. Does that happen to you? You ever get pissed off and say, can't believe every time I cut someone off, it's always an argument. Nikki?
Yes and no. I think
You're lucky.
I think the more important thing is I've had a lot of gamers that, and this is a touchy subject, you know, because we're there to spend their money, you know, like you said, like we get people in to play those machines, you know. At the end of the day, I try to keep my integrity and my relationships with my guests. And more so, like I've seen gamers hit money, and I've told them, I said, hey, put some of it away. Like I will hold on to it. It is safe, you know. I don't want to see you spiral down. I think more so, not as much as like cutting people off alcohol wise, because that's
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about alcohol. I'm talking over the years, alcohol, not gaming, alcohol. Because you get on graveyard or any shift, you're going to get drunks in there, and you know your job is protect the establishment and them. You know.
Bad, but then I think like I've had a few people like get mad at me, and then they've come back and been like, "Hey, you know, I'm really sorry, I was super drunk," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's why I gave you a water and a soda." So yeah.
Jared?
I'd say me.
I just cut Kareem off.
I'd say
Jeremy, I'm sorry.
From personal experiences, I would definitely say I've seen, for when I've cut people off from alcohol, I always, and I think it's just a bad luck thing, I always get the angry side of people, where I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, you know, you look a little sauced right now, you're kind of swaying in your chair, I need you to just kind of sit here, enjoy your water, we'll get you some French fries or something, hang out a little bit. And always, I mean, for me personally, always it's met with, you know, colorful words or blank this and blank you and you're a blank, and it's not a fun time, you know, makes you rethink, where you're just like, oh, like, why am I doing this?
Do you think it's man to man? You know, do you think because you guys are guys, you know, like it's a man thing?
I think so. I definitely think, where I've seen female bartenders and they've cut someone off, not just at my establishment, anywhere, but they'll always just be like, oh, okay, I understand, we'll
Yeah.
back off. But I've seen fish had to cut people off. I've seen, other male bartenders at my job have to, cut people off. And it's always, almost, I'd say like 95% of the time, it's met with anger and fight back.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. You don't want to do it, but you're doing it for the betterment of them. And I always say, hey, if I let you get in the car today, that's a $10,000 ticket coming your way, and a lot of grief. And it doesn't. Whatever you say, I've learned over all the years the power, and it just that's. But so John said, what do you want your customers to know? I want the customer to know if I have to shut you down, I'm doing it. Not personally, business-wise, I'm trying to get you home safe. That's all I want to do.
It's also legally. It's also legally because you've got to make sure that your bar isn't going to be whacked with a drunk driving thing. And what you guys don't know this, but I graduated from Harvard bartending school in Boston, believe it or not.
Oh,
and
well,
one of the things for me to get off. Yeah. I know. And one of the things I had to take, I had to take what they call a TIPS course, which is the insurance industry course that teaches bartenders how to cut people off. And it was a fascinating part of it. And so my respect for you guys is absolutely through the roof in what you're talking about. And I think that makes so much sense. Let me ask you this, because you guys are young, but you've been bartending for a number of years. Is there a big difference since the beginning of COVID and now since we're kind of getting to the end of COVID? Is it more difficult? Is it easier? Are people happier to get back? Or are they just pains in the neck because they're still pissed off about everything that happened? Jeremy, I'll go with you first.
Oh, man. I mean, it's still tough. I mean, I feel like it's maybe gotten a little bit easier, but at the same time, it's also gotten more annoying because you still have the people coming in, and if you have, like, say, a coworker who still wears a mask or just, stuff like that, they'll make a little quick comment of like, oh, why are you doing that? COVID's over, COVID's false, whatever. People always go on about that, but they still go on where, they always talk about how the barricades were up and, couldn't really do much. Or so I feel like everybody's still on edge about the whole COVID stuff. I definitely feel like there's still a lot of angst coming from certain customers about it. So you definitely hear about it almost. For me personally, I definitely say almost every single day we still hear about COVID.
Kareem, what about you?
When it first started, I don't know if for everybody, but when it first started and everybody first got released back to these streets, it was just money cash cow. Yeah, I don't know if that's kind of the double meaning there, money cash cow, same thing. But yeah, you started to see, like, I really noticed it this summer because I feel like we were kind of spoiled last summer because we didn't get the summer before. So everybody was out last summer. This summer, it's like, oh, this is what summer's is like. I remember this now. But yeah, you'll still get the comments, and it's still like okay, guys, you got to understand, like, this is Vegas. Like, what, no matter how you feel about what it is, this is still a city full of people that handles money all the time and hands it out to people all the time. And we got to do what we got to do. And do you want us to shut down again? Of course not. We don't want that. So, I mean, it is like every rule that is there now wasn't there at one point, and they are now, whether it's COVID or any other rule ever. At one point, they weren't there, and now they are, no matter what rule it is.
All right, Nikki, before you go, I just want to say money cash cow is an utter delight for you guys. So get it, utter delight. Nikki, go for it. Tell us what your thoughts are.
Exactly what Kareem said, in the sense of this summer hit us harder because last summer everyone was wild because they were released back into the wild. And, fortunately for us at the Keg, it's kind of, like we're really fortunate that I haven't really heard of COVID at the bar aspect of things in forever, because I think people are just excited back to normal, and But I would agree with Kareem in the sense of like this summer it was like, oh yeah, this is what summer is like. Yeah, we didn't get that last year.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are back to vacation, huh? Cool.
Yeah. I agree with. I see all your perspectives. I'm just happy to be back to work. We opened on June 4th of 2020, Nikki, and I have friends. I'm from Los Angeles that lost their jobs permanently because LA didn't open for like 11 to 12 months. Can you imagine us all being out of work for 12 months? We're doing something else. There's no, you can't, we can't do this virtually, you know, so we can't go on a computer and do it from home. So I feel blessed. So the COVID thing didn't really affect. We're out of work for 3 months. We got back to work. I agree with Jeremy. I see all the perspectives. John brought something up, and I want your opinions on this, you three, about going to bartending school. And I managed for a long time. And when someone walk in and say, I went to this bartending school, and I would say, I look at him, and I was a cocky son of a bitch, and I would say, any idiot could pour a drink, but how you handle people will make you money. Do you guys agree? Nikki?
Oh,
yeah. The bartending school doesn't mean shit. There's still Nikki. I told Jeremy this. About 3 weeks ago, a girl walks in and goes, "Give me a pink squirrel with a yellow tail." The phone?
Let me see your ID, lady.
First, Kareem, I always ask the customer. I said, "Do you know what's in it?" She goes, "No." I'm not making it for you. So I go on Google. I found out, it's a pink squirrel, which is basically a rusty nail,
right?
Scotch and Drambuie with a little bit of kinky in it, right? But she didn't know what it was. So
that sounds absolutely horrendous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's still drinks that me all these years don't know how to make, but I don't. So I think bartending schools. No offense, Daly, because you would have been a great bar. You know what, Daly? You don't curse. So you won't be a great bartender. But anyways,
I'm not a bartender. I did it so I could pour drinks for my wife.
Nikki, I'm trying.
There are some bars that would actually like that. We know them.
We're trying to sell this podcast to make money, right? And what I can't do, I need you guys to help me. I can't get John to curse. I can't get him to say the F word or just holy shit or some. Jeremy, we had a Michael Shapiro, Reckless on Vegas, holds a peach up and goes, "John, what's this?" And a peach in a meme is what? Do you know what it is, guys?
The booty.
It's an ass.
Yeah.
It's like an ass, right?
Yeah.
So it's a booty, right? It's a booty. Well, John.
Okay. Well, Kareem and Jeremy didn't know that either.
Yeah, they did. They just want to say it.
I knew. I knew.
Jeremy's got a peach.
Listen,
right
I didn't want to offend your non-profanity sensibilities.
Let me tell you something. Jeremy had a peach with the younger girl, but it was a real lemon with the mom. I'm not gonna let that go.
I think it was a watermelon. It was a watermelon.
Okay.
Tell me that, hey guys, are you going through this? We got about 5-10 minutes to go. This is the big thing I'm having. Kareem, you work graveyard. First of all, Jeremy, there's no way the way you look, you're not getting carded till you're 50. You too, Nikki. Kareem, you all right.
I'm a little grizzled.
Have you found the looks on people, Nikki, when they walk in and you card them? They're like, "What? What do you mean?" People are so divisive now about getting carded. I've never seen it before in all my years. It's actually for them to go into their wallet and pull their ID out daily. It's like pulling teeth. Have you guys felt that sometimes? I have. Okay. Why?
100%.
Why do you think that is? Is it the new culture we live in? Like,
Listen,
you're invading my privacy?
Also, I carded my first person who was born in 2001 the other day, and I wanted to turn the sink on in my bathroom and put my face in it and start breathing. All right, so there's also that part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I got something, and let me ask you this, and I'm going to ask Nikki this. Do you ever have some guy who comes in who's clearly older, and he said, "Don't you want to card me?"
No, ZZ Top, I don't want to card you. No, we're good here.
This is when, like, the girl comes in and you're just, I'm kind of by the book, like, I'm just like, if you look under 40, I'm gonna do it. And with women, I feel like they're flattered. It's more awkward when you card the woman and then you don't card the man. Because
It'd be the other way around too, though. What if you just carded the man and didn't card the woman?
Oh yeah.
I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Hey, I bet she'd say a cuss word.
Kareem, have you ever seen this? Jeremy and Nikki were swinging. Look at this on Graveyard. this is a new culture to me. I'm old fashioned. I'm that old that I'll be honest, I've never let a woman pay for a date. I'm married. Even my wife took me out for my 30th birthday, and I've never made a woman pay for a date. I can't tell you how many times I see couples walking to the bar, and the guy we get our tab. I give him the tab, and the guy's itemizing the check. You know, well, I had the bacon wrapped shrimp, and I had a Dr. Pepper,
Oh boy,
Morgan and Coke, and you had the jambalaya. We'll just split it down the middle. And the look on the girl's face, Nikki, is he's not getting laid tonight. This guy, you know. Have you seen it? Is it the new culture of just dates when you see? Because we all watch the same thing. Maybe on Swing Shift you're so busy you don't see it. When I get the dates walking in, Kareem, I love watching that dynamic. Guys aren't paying for girls anymore. Are they stupid? Nikki,
I don't.
What's going on?
Okay, I will say one thing. So when I go out on a date with the person I'm seeing, if I'm making a visit, like I'm going to visit a bartender, it's my reputation on the line. I'm going to pay and tip, not because that person doesn't know how to, but because I'm specifically going to make their day, you know? So I'm not going to expect somebody to give the bartender $100 tip because I'm doing that because they came in and saw me. But when I do see the couples that come in and they're like two different payments, it's obviously a first date. It's a little cringy.
Pay for the girl. Pay for the woman.
You know, like.
Maybe I'm too old school, but I see it all the time.
Listen.
It's a new culture that I'm learning in my 60s. That hey, you know what? You know, everyone's independent. It's great to be independent.
Listen.
My point being, Nick, is not you. Yeah, you're in the business, but if you went on a date with a guy on a first date, Nikki, and you walk into a bar and you ordered fish and you ordered some drinks, stuff like that, and the bill comes and he goes, well, you know what? Where's your gift? Give me your credit card and we'll just put this down the middle. Sort of a deal breaker sometimes, isn't it?
Oh, I would pay all and then block his number. I would pay it all. And leave.
I heard one time from a bartender a long time ago, that she's not a bartender now, but she said to me, I really never have awkward or uncomfortable situations because I'm the one who makes it awkward or uncomfortable. And that's exactly what I would do. Like, okay, cool. Well, I'm not going to be the one being awkward or uncomfortable here. I'm going to be like, yeah, good luck with getting in those sheets later, buddy. Right there, right in front of them. Because I already know it's over. So what does it matter? I'm not blowing this thing up. He already did.
Jeremy, when you went to France with the old broad that want to take you over there, did you at least pull the rope from the suite or something like that? I know she took care of everything.
Yeah, she can pay for that.
I can't believe it looks like I see this guy in prison. It's 12. Daly, look 12 years old on this thing on the camera.
He's a young looker, that's for sure. Yeah.
I get people asking for my ID when I bartend, so. I always have it ready too. I'm like, here it is.
Last thing about you, Jeremy, is you have the luxury. I don't know about Nikki. I don't know about Kareem's past. Me, definitely not. You have the luxury of learning the business from a legend. Your dad has been in this town forever. You go into the family business, so you have that. And I'm not saying to kiss a guy. Josh, his dad, Josh, we had in the show, is the quickest witted guy on the planet. Jeremy tries to be like him and successful at times. What Jeremy has going for him is Jeremy can walk up to a customer and trash talk them, and they have no idea he's trash talking. They're laughing.
Oh, that's a gift. I love that. That's my thing.
That's the greatest.
Oh, yeah.
When you can trash talk someone, they have no idea. They think this kid's funny. Well, he's really shit talking you, idiot.
Yeah, no, that is my number one weapon. I love it. I love it. When you are just literally bashing somebody and they're laughing with you and everyone else is laughing at you, they get it and you're not in on it. And they're like, I love this guy. And I'm like, I wouldn't love me, but okay, cool, bro. Whatever works.
It's great. The other day I'm in the bar and Josh walks up and the guy goes, hey, can you hold this machine for me? He's an old guy. And Josh goes, why? Where are you going? He goes, I'm going to the doctor's. I'll be right back. He goes, you're probably going to have a heart attack when you're at the doctor's office. So no, I'm not holding your machine. And the whole bar laughs. He's laughing. But Josh is like, I really hope he has a heart attack. I mean, we have, you know what? That's the thing. We have the luxury, Nikki, Kareem, Jeremy, and John, you've known me for so many years, of having laughter in our lives because of our job. And that's the greatest gift that our job brings us. I laugh at every shift with my customers, at my customers, at my employees, with my employees. it's like I said, it's never boring. Would you guys agree?
Oh, 100.
There's always
100%.
something to laugh at.
Yeah. All right, John, you got anything else?
Yeah.
Good stuff. No, this is all good. This has been a great show, folks. We have been talking to 3 of the top young Vegas bartenders. We have Nikki Hatfield from Copper Cake. We have Jeremy Burnett from Shucks Tavern and Kareem Muller from Crowbar. Folks, we love having you here. This is Daily Fish coming to you from Las Vegas and Myrtle Beach. And this is our interview show where we bring on great guests to chat with. Now, coming up, we have football's Chris Landry coming up on Monday to discuss the upcoming football season, both in college and the NFL.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, I know. Good stuff. Yeah. Well, you guys got, I'm seeing the 2 hats there. So I'm seeing the Dolphins. Is it Dolphins? Is that what you got, Kareem?
No. Get it right.
49ers.
Let's
I'm looking at the color. I'm looking at the color. And then Jeremy.
I know. It's very confusing, but
yeah, it's
how could I not?
Colors with the 49ers. I don't know. Then we got the Buckeyes, and we know Nikki's a big fan of the Vikings, but she knows they're not going to do anything.
They don't do well ever.
Hey, real quick, with your bars, I know at Shucks we show everything. Are you guys sports teams for the NFL? So you tell your customers, or do you have a team that you are following, or you guys do what we do at Shucks and show everything?
Everything.
Nikki, everything. Kareem.
We show everything. We had like a large contingent of Lions fans come to our bar, and I was like, oh, thank God I'm out of here. I'm out of here for this one. See you guys later. Bye. But I don't know if that's going to continue this year. But we show everything. But we just have so many Lions fans that come in where it's like, all right, guys, your game's on. You're 1-8. Cool.
Yeah.
That's good. We got to get hard.
I'll end this, guys. I'm Kareem. I've never really met you, but I've heard such great things about you from Vinny. You said this kid's up and coming. He's the next superstar. I've seen Jeremy as a kid grow up. Nikki, heard nothing but great things about you. I sat at your bar one time. I knew talent was there. But Lisa and Moses and the rest of your staff, Danny, talk about you. You're a legend. I'm proud of all you guys. I'm glad that you're bringing up the legacy of bartenders. I'm going to retire in a couple of years. I'm glad we have people like you that do this craft that's going to keep this thing going.
Oh, thank you.
Enjoyed having you guys. Thanks so much. And when I'm out there, I'm going to hit each one of your bars.
Yeah.
Copper Keg, Swing Shift, Kareem Muller's one of me. We're the Grave Guys, and Jeremy, he's doing it all, buddy. Remember Paul Simon's song, The Mother and Daughter Reunion? We'll see you later, folks.
Oh, yeah. Jeremy, that's
all
Jeremy.
Right, Jeremy, I had to catch